I was reading my Bible the other day, and I was reading in Proverbs chapter 11, and something stuck out to me that I wanted to share with you that I think you'll find encouraging. Proverbs 11 and verse 7 says, "When a wicked man dies, his expectation will perish, and the hope of strong men perishes." Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15, as he was talking about the resurrection, he says that if we have hope in this life only, we are of all men most to be pitied. And he says that because we don't hope in this life. I mean, there's a lot of good that we enjoy in this life. We appreciate the gifts of God, life, friends, food. The pleasures of life are God's mercy and grace to us. But we don't live for this life. This life isn't where we look for our ultimate satisfaction. It isn't where we put our hope. Our hope is in the resurrection that's to come, and Jesus Christ is the first fruits of that resurrection, is what Paul says. But here in the Proverbs, it's written that a wicked man dies, his expectation perishes. This is because for those who are wicked, for those who are living for this life, for this moment, this is all they have. There's nothing more beyond today. I might as well eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow I die, as it's famously quoted in the Gospels. And even here he says a strong man will perish. The hope of strong men perishes. Why? Because their strength is good for them now. It's good for them here. It's not good for them in the life to come. You see, once a wicked man dies, once a strong man dies, there is nothing more for them that's good. It's all bad. Because they will face the wrath of God and his punishment, as opposed to the joy of God's presence and the hope of the resurrection. And this is what we have to hope for. It's really easy in days when you might be feeling sick or facing an illness, when friends and loved ones pass away, even in some of the chaos that's in our nation, both with the elections and with the pandemic. It can be easy for us to grow discouraged, frustrated. We may even despair. But let me remind you that while these things are bad, and I don't want to minimize the suffering that they bring to us, there is something that we look forward to that provides us hope, even in the midst of these horrible things. Yes, there may be a pandemic. Yes, you may face an illness. Yes, your friends and family may die. You may die. But life is coming. Jesus Christ is the first fruits of those who sleep. He is the promise that God will raise you from the dead as well. And you don't have to fear anymore. Your hope will not die when you die. Your hope will not die with your friends. Your hope will not die with your health, or with the pandemic, or with the election, or with anything here in this world. Your hope lives on because your hope is Christ. And I want you to believe that, because it's really easy to get discouraged in these days. And people are weighed down by worry and fear and anxiety that is driving them to make foolish decisions, to reject God. But don't let that be you. Keep hoping. The resurrection is true, and this is what this proverb is saying. Live for this moment, and when you die, that's all you've got. But live for the resurrection that's to come, and you will live forever in the joy of God's presence and glorying in him. This is what Paul meant when he said, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain." Paul wasn't going to be weighed down by the things that are horrible in this life. And Jesus told his disciples, the worst thing that anybody can do is kill you, because they can't kill your soul, they can only kill your body. And when Jesus was talking to Martha after her brother Lazarus died, he said, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, even if he is dead, yet he will live." And this is the hope of the resurrection. Our hope will never die, because it is bound up in the living one, the living Word of God, who lives and abides forever. Hope in this today. Don't let today get you down. Hope in the resurrection.